That's right, you belong with us right here on Bad Movies Rule, the worst movie podcast ever recorded. And today it's our Easter special.
Easter.
Happy Easter.
We're here
Easter.
for baby Huey's great Easter adventure. Let's get some duck.
I wonder how many people you could feed with this duck.
A lot.
I think he said like 50 in the movie.
Now here's my question: do you think he would be tender or not? A lot
Look
of
at that.
marbled meat in this duck.
It's a plump boy.
He seems to be pretty tender with the children. So
I think this is the
tender with the children.
second worst movie we've had featuring a duck.
I can't believe we've done two duck movies.
Two duck movies.
You think they're in the same universe?
No. Well, I was just happy that we didn't get any scenes in Baby Huey's Easter Adventure like we got in Howard the Duck.
Well, that would be a very
that
different
is.
movie.
Still probably the fifth or sixth
didn't
movie.
we though?
Well, imagine if Howard was the size.
It's like the fifth or sixth movie with a wonky eye.
Imagine if Howard was the size of Baby Huey.
Well, that's
Whoa.
the thing. We've had one that was like 3 feet tall
Yes.
Yep.
and weighed 60 pounds. And then we have this 7 foot, like just
500
monstrosity.
pound
Knocking over telephone poles and busting through fences.
and
Right.
giant
Oh,
grand
yeah.
pianos.
Kool-Aid Man.
I don't think he was actually 7 foot because he went through normal sized doors without having the duck.
He did, but because
Without having the duck, this guy.
I got the pun button.
yeah, you got to. There you go.
Oh, it's right next
Look
to
at that.
Look at that. I didn't do that on purpose.
Look, it's because he hung around with 5-year-olds is why he looked like he's 7
Oh, they
feet
kept
tall.
saying over and over he's 7 foot.
Right. Well, did they? Oh, I guess they did
several
say that
times,
too.
yes.
Yeah. Well,
and I was doubting the veracity of those claims.
what we really want to do is dig in. Like
Yes.
I want to get behind inside the minds of the filmmakers, the mythos, the ethos, the pathos that all went into
Well,
Baby Huey's Easter Adventure.
Well, Easter is one of the most important days of the year in
It
human
is.
history. So I think we need to see if this compares.
And this is one of 3 Easter movies ever made.
Ever made.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
not a lot of them,
Yeah, you have Risen
right?
and what was that other one I said?
Rise of the Guardians.
Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ben-Hur.
Ben, which is not an Easter movie.
It's got Jesus in it.
Okay.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. Well,
Imagine if this
Greatest
stuff was
story
in
ever
Passion
told.
of the
all right,
Christ.
next year in 2024 on Easter, Passion of the Christ here on Bad Movies Rule.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We are never doing that.
Canceled.
That's the Reverend Charles's podcast.
There you go.
That's right. All right. So look, this
Holy
is
movies that are holy.
that's our third podcast we're
It's like
starting.
4 movies I could do.
That's right. This is a mini-sode, so we're gonna hit the highlights. We're not gonna go through it scene by scene,
Oh,
but
thank God.
we're gonna go through it a little bit and talk about the particulars, and then at the end give some awards like we always
Awards.
do. But this is the short form version
I like
Nice.
of Bad Movies
Nice.
Rule. So yeah, the movie's Baby Huey's Easter Adventure. It was actually a television movie,
I had a suspicion
and it was
that it might have been a television movie.
1999. So when you were in college,
I just graduated. Well, not in Easter. I would have graduated that year in Easter.
So how would you miss this? Is what
I don't know. I was thinking that to myself, going, how would a recently almost graduated college student miss Baby Huey's great Easter adventure?
I'm assuming this was on ABC or CBS or something.
Yeah,
Not telling
had to have been.
PBS kids. I don't know.
I
But
don't know.
I was thinking about this. I wonder how close any of us were. Like, where were we in that 90 minutes when this aired on television in 1999, right? Maybe one of us was surfing around and actually came close to watching this, but we never did.
It wouldn't have been me.
I want to know how we got this movie for this podcast tonight, where I'm sitting.
Who voted it in?
Yeah.
This
How
came
did
up
this come up?
early in our podcast. We were scrolling around looking for trash when we literally had like a pretty short list of movies.
All right,
Yeah.
well, it's
I don't remember who.
certainly,
Somebody found it and sent a clip from the baseball game, which we'll get to.
Yes.
And I remember going, "This is insane. We have to do this." But it's not probably something you can
What-
do a full episode.
What I appreciated most about this movie, James, as I'm watching it
Yeah.
on YouTube, was whoever put this on YouTube included the squiggly lines from the non-tracking on
Yes.
the VHS.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I got
great.
this. It was this interesting sort of deeper,
Nostalgic.
kind of like rubber. That meta meaning that comes into a movie. I think the squiggly lines are on purpose to show us the importance of life.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna make a movie, make sure you're just straightforward with your point
Yeah.
over and over again, so there's no nuance. And
No,
we
you
know
want to make
exactly
sure
what's happening.
because this is made for children and
Yes.
children are dumb.
Yes.
You want to just beat them over the head with
Yes, I
whatever
think,
your message.
especially if they're 3.
This movie does treat children like they're absolute idiots.
Yes. And
So-
adults.
Well, and I
Adults,
remember,
too.
I remember when you sent it to me. You sent me the trailer
While ago.
and a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I thought I was like, "Is this animated?" And you were like, "No, it's live action."
Yes. My
And I
wife was
went,
confused.
"Oh, because I remember the cartoon."
Right.
So I automatically was like, "I'm on board. We're doing a cartoon." Yeah, absolutely. And then I saw the trailer. And I went, "Oh no,
Yeah.
this is not at all."
I don't
what
know
was-
anything about Baby Huey except this movie.
Yeah. So Baby
And,
Huey is a famous. Well, I don't, maybe I'll
Classic.
Let's not say famous. Let's say classic.
Yes.
Cartoon.
Casper
say
the
classic.
Ghost Friend.
Yeah.
Within that universe.
Yes.
Right. Richie Rich.
Richie Rich.
Yeah.
That company. So Baby Huey
Harvey Entertainment.
has been a thing before. But
Yes.
for some reason in 1998, somebody was sitting in a room somewhere
We need this movie.
that was like, you know what we need is a live action adaptation of Baby Huey.
And we'll
From
call it-
1967.
Yes.
And let's redo it. 1999.
That's what the kids are
But
clamoring
that's what
for.
they're clamoring for.
Yeah.
Let's make sure it still looks like it's from 1967.
Yeah.
Let's do everything in our power to
yeah,
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
An Easter movie that really is very little to do with Easter other
Yeah.
than we'll have a little bit of eggs in there.
No, we'll cast Harvey Korman. That's how
Yeah,
it'll feel
and
like it's
Marsha
the
Brady.
60s and all that.
Yes.
And Joey Zuzu.
Okay, so let's talk about this cast. We got Joey Baloney.
Yeah. Joey Baloney.
Joey Baloney.
He's in there as Phineas T. Winsaki.
Yes.
Maureen McCormick, aka Marsha
Marsha Brady, the best looking of the Brady.
Well,
I
that's
guess.
debatable. I was always a Jan guy myself.
I never watched much of the Brady Bunch. Too confusing to me.
What was the little?
Too much family drama in that show.
Cindy.
That's the point of the show.
Oh, I don't like family drama.
Harvey Korman, who you might know
What is he doing in this?
as the
he's pretty
the right hand of the governor in Blazing Saddles
yes.
back
and,
in the day.
And
you give this man a harumph.
Give the governor a
and the great woman show that he was on.
oh yeah.
What was her name? It's late. I can't
know.
think.
Carol Burnett.
Carol
Thank
Burnett show. He was
Yeah.
amazing in that.
John Vernon makes another appearance on our podcast for the first time since Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yep.
John Vernon.
John Vernon was the principal. That looked like he was. I know it's a slang term to say people are sleepwalking through a movie. I really think
Oh.
he had taken a
He
couple
signed
Tylenol
one in.
PM.
Oh, so
Yeah.
perhaps we get a little telegraph of who your trash
Yeah.
can might be.
Well, I don't know if he's the trash can. I don't think he was awake. Like that's the problem. And and Nick was the main little kid. Nick is actually gone on to have a very successful acting career, and he's the kid from Sky High. You guys ever see Sky
Yeah,
High?
I was excited about
With
that. He was good
Kurt
in
Russell, and
Yes.
that was
That was a good
Will
movie.
or whatever,
Preston.
the main kid. There's
Yeah.
Nick in this movie.
Unfortunately, his playmate, little Audrey, this was her last film.
Yeah, and same with Lotta.
But I will say, little Audrey, I think, deserved more chances, unless she decided not to.
I think she was good.
She sang it up good. She really put it
Parents were
all,
like,
and she was the only one
maybe
that could
this isn't your
dance.
thing.
They're
Well, I
standing
think-
behind the camera watching the
Well,
takes as
yeah.
it's being filmed. They're like, this was your idea.
Looking at her career trajectory, they may have said that.
Right.
Because she started pretty strong and then ended on this fantastic Easter film.
Do you have Roger Bumpus on that
Yes.
list?
So right at the top here,
Yeah.
Roger Bumpus was not the voice of Baby
Yeah, which
Huey,
I thought was
No.
ironic considering other things he's done.
which is actually the guy that directed the movie. Stephen First did the voice
Yes.
also.
Yes.
And he was one of the Little League coaches,
Very angry.
a very angry Little League coach.
League coach.
But the guy in the suit that was doing all the movements was Roger Bumpus, a.k.a.
Squidward.
That's right,
Nice.
from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And like every other animated thing.
Well, yeah, he's done tons of
Yes.
stuff, but
So it's ironic that he did not do the
SpongeBob.
voice.
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
The one voice actor they had didn't do the
Yeah.
voice.
Didn't do
of
the voice.
Baby
He was
Huey.
sweating it out in the suit.
He was sweating it out.
He also had a little bit of a walk on. He was
right.
Irv.
He was.
He was the guy that walked into the restaurant and was like,
Oh.
there's a giant duck coming. And
Oh.
he hit a home run. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then the ball.
Are,
Whatever.
Are
Yeah.
these his hounds?
Back in the suit, monkey.
Are these Mr. Bumpus's hounds from
That's right. I forgot about
Christmas
Bumpus
Story?
from the Bumpuses.
We found the Bumpuses.
Awesome.
All right. So, guys, if you want to get connected with the show, if you've got other ideas for movies that might make a good mini episode, not necessarily a full episode, shoot us an email to thisshowIstrash
Yes.
at gmail.com. All one word, this show is trash. And we will maybe have you featured on a mailbag, and we can we've got a couple other things we might be doing for mini episodes, but that list is much shorter. So get some in here.
This is my first mini episode I feel honored to be on.
Well, we've only had a couple. We did one on Sewer Gators.
Oh.
We did one on Kung Fury.
Yes.
This is also my first.
And was that it?
Did you do
it.
was the musical Schwarzenegger?
Oh,
one?
Predator
Predator
musical.
musical.
This is
Yeah.
the fourth one.
Yeah, okay.
Our fourth mini episode ever.
fourth.
And that was one of those was about a YouTube video, so it
Yes,
wasn't
that's
even
true.
really.
Well, technically,
Yeah, technically. All right, so why don't we dive into the story? And when I say this again, we're not going to go
Careful,
through
shallow waters.
like we normally do.
Don't dive too deep.
Oh, geez, I'm up to my knee.
The movie.
I don't think ducks could even swim in this movie.
I think it. Here's what I couldn't understand. You know, sometimes
It's not really a pun, but I'm giving it to myself anyway.
the movies that we talk about don't really know what they want to be. Like dating all the way back to Hudson Hawk, right? Is it a comedy? Is it an action movie? We don't know. I think this movie couldn't tell if it was a feel-good Easter special or if it was a horror movie.
I think
some
it's a
strong-
Make-A-Wish version of Follow That Bird. I think that's basically what this was.
I think Big Bird could have sued, honestly,
Yeah, absolutely.
except for the diaper, which was disturbing.
They followed a well-known horror trope. Actually,
Did they?
yes, is that you don't show the monster until you absolutely
Oh,
have
yeah,
to.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so the
Yeah.
first few scenes, you're left to their imagination. You don't see Baby Huey when he first gets there.
Is also the monster trope that there are vastly different responses to this creature?
Yeah, across the board from absolute abject
normal.
terror.
Yeah. To hey, this is normal to see a giant duck.
Right. In fact, the only thing I'm worried about is whether or not it's okay for him to play in his baseball
Yes,
game.
yes. Well, at least for all those hyper parents about sports, the umpire did check the rule book.
That's right.
True, twice.
Yes.
He checked again, like right as he walked
Yes.
up. He's like, "Wait a minute, this guy's like
Yes.
7 feet tall."
It was a tremendous amount of faith of the coach to put into a giant duck
right.
he's never met before.
Didn't
Yeah.
even know
And
what a
knows
bat was.
nothing about. Yeah. Yeah.
What does that say about Nick's ability
Yeah,
to pitch
that's
hitter?
true.
I want to know what Nick's batting average
Yeah.
is.
I think Nick might have bowed out of a little league after this season.
Yeah, I'm guessing Nick had a sub-4 OBS and probably a 1 or 200 batting average is what I'm guessing.
And I don't know a
what any of
lot
that
about
means.
baseball.
I felt Nick's pain. I wasn't very good at baseball.
But here's the question. I think technically he shouldn't have been allowed in Little League. He would have only been in like the T-ball league because he was only like an hour old.
Well, he was under 10, and
Under
that's
10,
it.
I guess
So
that was it.
Under 10 and a local resident as of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the egg falls out of a big truck.
Yeah, because we talk about how this happens. Yeah, so Nick's just walking down the street, right?
Right.
A truck, I don't remember what kind of truck it was, a laundry truck, something, egg
Yeah.
delivery. Where the hell is this egg going?
Well, and
like it's
who
being
loaded it
taken.
up?
Yeah, that also.
Because they knew about the egg then.
The egg is the size of like a love seat
Yes.
in the back of this truck.
And it just oblong and rolls down the hill.
It just falls out of the back of it and
Yep.
just rolls down the hill.
Yep.
Like you said, who packed it? Where is it going to?
That
Yeah.
guy's in trouble wherever he's going.
How much would that egg cost today?
They are
Seriously.
Like
pissed.
$1,000 egg.
Where's the giant egg?
Yeah, seriously.
Could you imagine the omelet you could make with that thing?
Well, it's
It's
fertilized.
You would have
little
cracked it
gross.
open. There would have been. It would have been nasty.
What if
That's
Baby
not-
Huey
but
wasn't
they
done
lost.
cooking yet?
Yeah.
But they lost 2 giant eggs.
Him and his Lloyd
Yeah.
Christmas haircut.
They lost the second delivery of the
Oh,
giant
his haircut was so gross.
That's He looks exactly like if Lloyd Christmas was a duck.
egg. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That's where I've
Yeah.
seen that haircut before.
That's the Dumb and Dumber haircut.
Want to hear the
Dumber.
most annoying sound in the world? Why am I so alone?
The most annoying sound in the world is.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah. Doing the duck. That was good, man. Doing the duck.
He's got that duck rap.
Doing the duck.
Duck. 90s at its best.
I did not
Jamming.
expect to have a duck rap in this movie.
I was
That
more
threw
impressed.
me for a loop. I almost texted you and I was
Dude.
like, "No, I'm just gonna wait."
I didn't expect Baby Huey to spit bars. Okay, that's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Dude had bars.
I think it was that point I texted James say, "What level of hell does this movie belong?"
Yeah.
Movie
Which
hell. I
circle
should
is it
say.
in?
Yes.
Yeah. Just wondering.
So egg falls off. It cracks open. We don't see Baby Huey because again, it's maybe he wasn't done cooking, and that's why it would have been a horror movie if they'd shown him.
I
to
guess
her.
he should put some clothes on.
Yeah, that's the first
Yeah,
thing.
it's
was-
weird.
Yeah,
I was-
and that's
I
the
was-
first thing they
yeah.
go for is a baby bonnet and a diaper.
There were some timing issues in this movie I was confused about.
Where'd they get the
Giant diaper.
the giant diaper
The giant safety pin.
or that?
Seriously.
Or even
I never
even
thought
the
about
coat
this.
would have
Yeah.
been huge.
Right.
It's true.
And he hadn't taken him home yet,
And
right?
they got enough of those clothes,
And the
but they got to
giant-
give him a giant
Well, he was-
shower curtain for
Yeah.
pajamas.
But what about the giant bonnet?
Yeah,
Exactly.
He
Who
was
has
naked
giant bonnets?
when he first came into their house, though, because that's when he says Nick
right.
says, "I guess you should get some clothes." Huh?
This is why I'm saying there's nefarious things going on. I think if we want to dig deep into Baby Huey's Easter adventure,
I feel a podcast could be
Well,
good.
you'll find
mystery
there's something going on that we don't know about. Why
think
was
so.
everybody ready for him? Why did they have the clothes? What's really going on?
What is going on?
Here's the real question. I
Twilight
think
Zone.
we need to get to is we know turtles have penises.
Oh my god.
We do?
Ducks have
Well, I'm
penises.
sure they
That's the real question.
we went over that in Condor Man. Dunk
Because if they
dick.
don't, then why does he need a diaper?
Why does he need a diaper?
Well, they do have that, like
Well,
the
they poop.
cloacas or
You've
something
seen one?
like
Is that what you're saying?
They poop.
They don't want to clean up duck poop.
But can
I give you a
I
really
mean, you
disturbing
imagine how
truth
big
about
that would
ducks?
be?
He figured out baseball
The
just
duck
by someone
poops
saying,
that come
hit it
out
with
of
the
that guy?
wood thing.
It's true.
So
Kurt's
he
got
could
a
have just
great
been
point.
like, go poop in the corner over there instead of right here.
They may be
It would
less
have been a one
concerned
shot.
about his duck penis and more about his duck poop
That's probably what it is.
and
Yeah.
duck pee. I think they pee.
Right, but they never change his diaper once in the whole movie.
It's all-
He's just stewing
okay.
in
To
it.
be fair, we've never seen people go to the bathroom in movies, and we're
Right.
assuming they do.
Right, and why is that?
No reason.
No reason.
No reason.
Kept it on there.
Yes, I said I was going to, and I
That
did.
was in that
reason.
movie, wasn't it?
Fantastic.
That's right.
Oh my
that was a
gosh.
line in that movie. That's why rubber's so awesome.
All right, walking out
Charles?
here. There's this naked duck.
I am not I'm not above hitting a preacher, okay? You better take that back.
I'm a full reverend. You can't hit us.
so
That's what you
I'm even wearing a tie today.
All right.
I don't know, you
That's
see
it.
Death Race
Oh, no.
2000? Because in Death Race 2000, they just ran
Get
the
back.
Reverend over.
And they rev up their engines.
Oh,
Sorry.
What?
you gotta hit the button.
Oh,
Thanks.
So, okay, so he's got this naked duck. He's like, "What's up, naked duck? I got some duck
Yeah.
clothes for
I
you."
got this bonnet.
very trusting young man.
Good thing this is my hobby is knitting gigantic
Giant
baby clothes.
Oh man, my favorite blue shirt.
Takes home. You see the parents' reaction to the giant duck, but you still don't see the
still
giant
don't
duck.
see it.
Here's the mom's reaction.
Yeah, which is just a
It's a
smile.
big smile.
Hey,
Sorry,
that's
people that
Marsha,
are listening.
Marsha Brady's acting at her best.
She's like, huh?
Then
A
we
duck?
cut randomly to the baseball game, and this is now Nick's supposed
She
to
had
come
to
up
live
and
with
pinch it.
Jan, so she's used to stuff. Is that a good name? I don't know anything about it.
Nick's like, "Why don't you pinch it? Because this girl always strikes me out." And so he's like, "What about this guy?" And the coach is like, "Yeah, if it's like cool with the umpire, right?
Yeah.
Let's get him in here." Here's the question. Now I really want to dig deep into this part of it. This
Yeah.
from a strategy standpoint.
Yes.
You know, you got two guys on second and third. First base is open. You got this what's clearly a power hitter at the plate. Why not intentionally walk the duck? Take your chances then with Nick or whoever's up next, because this girl's obviously been striking out their entire lineup.
This is two inside baseball for me. I'm going to just have a sleep
I
over
don't.
here.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said.
have a sleep
Again.
over here.
I think you got to intentionally walk baby
How do
Huey.
you? What does that mean?
To intentionally walk means you give him first base. So like you throw outside way outside to the catcher. They intentionally throw 4 balls, so he just gets to walk to first.
He's a 7-foot duck. There's an entirely good chance he'll just swing on it and hit it. I've
you
seen
gotta
that
go
happen.
He's
way
got
out.
reach, man. He's got reach.
He's got reach.
I
I'm
understand, but
really
you-
surprised he didn't get a foul ball.
Oh, I'm going to be busy. I forgot Kurt was on this episode. I got to do work in this seat.
Maybe I should start sitting over
Yeah,
by the
Anyway,
counter.
you just don't do that. Just
Yeah.
give him first base, pitch to the next guy, take your chances with that. Okay?
Well, look,
Well, she
those
was like
coaches,
7.
Those coaches had some serious anger issues. I don't know if strategy was upmost in
that's
their
true.
mind.
What do you do with a duck with 3 balls?
I tell you what,
Walk him and pitch to the rhino.
that's right. And I'll tell you what, maybe why they let him play is because he finally had a chance to use their giant 7-foot duck baseball hat they already had on when he walked up to the plate.
Yes.
He already had it on. What the hell?
Yeah, that's
He was aiming too at the bat.
Right.
Yeah.
No eye contact.
Well, maybe he gets his clothing from the same place like the Hulk got his pants. They just size up. They
just size
according
up.
to
They
the-
just stretch out.
They stretch
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
All right. So
Here's my question: is
Okay.
why did his eyelids go down? And he pulled his eyelids down. He's like,
Hey guys, I'm a duck. And
Yeah, so if you wanna just-
never.
It's disturbing how good you are at that voice.
the
Your
eyes.
voice is the same for the mom and the kid, which I find very enjoyable.
sorry.
Whenever we have these anthropomorphic animals or even
What was
garbage
that?
pail kids, anthropomorphic.
Promorphic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't watch that kind of stuff, man.
It's just to describe what we have here. The giant.
Turning something
Duck
that's not
looks
a
like a
human into
person.
human.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
Giving the
Humanizing
human
it.
qualities to non-human.
Whether it's garbage pail kids masks or or the duck, or Howard the Duck, or
Tarzan.
Huey or whatever. The eyes are everything. If you can't get the eyes right, it turns creepy really
So
fast.
James, did
Yeah.
you feel they got the eyes right in this movie?
No, listen,
Oh.
dude, this duck, he gave off some serious pedo energy. Okay, I don't know how else to say
He
it
was
other
given
than
Charles eyes, is what I'm saying. But to
I don't know about
kids.
that. I
Well, that was
felt
like
the
when-
emotion with the end. I
That was
didn't know
when
if the
Nick
eyes
went
were
to
gonna open.
school, and then he's like, "You're gonna have to hang out
Yeah,
at the
seriously.
playground."
No, this
and
giant-
he goes stands out there, and he's like, "Oh, kids, this is gonna be fun."
Fun.
and
Yeah.
everything he
You're
says
like,
is, "Oh,
Oh boy! Oh,
boy,
No,
oh,
oh,
yes.
Huey, oh,
He's Paul
Huey.
Bearer.
oh, Undertaker."
Wait, what was his line? It was
It was,
Oh.
kids, fun.
Ooh-wee.
no. Oh, ooey. That's what he said. That's why you're gonna call him Baby Huey.
Yeah.
Ooey.
Ooh-wee.
And then the principal's
at
like,
that,
let's
Nick.
just let the giant duck into the school because he, of course, belongs here. Why aren't
That's
you
what
in
I'm
school,
saying.
giant duck?
John Vernon just kind of sleepwalks through the
Yeah,
halls.
he
And
may
he's
have
like,
been drunk.
what's going on in here?
Hey, 7-foot child, get in the school.
He's pretty old.
Frickin'
Maybe he's
duck.
on some painkillers.
Why are you breaking the piano?
He's like, why are you out on this playground? Get in school.
I do have a question.
Giant duck asshole.
This is a legit question. If my kid breaks
was in
the
his
piano
paper.
at school, do I get a bill for it?
And it says Bill, on the
It's
top.
like handwritten bill.
Yeah.
Because
In black magic marker.
Yeah.
All right, so he goes home, and of course the parents are like, yes, he can totally live here because
He's a duck.
Great.
he's a duck and he needs a home.
They had a reason because
Was
the
it-
duck was bringing Nick's out. It gave him confidence and courage that he hasn't had in so long. And Nick even told us himself, this is the importance of the film, James, the heart and center
It's so stupid.
of Easter movies. is that
Easter,
Nick
everybody.
was
About it, it's like-
not confident. He couldn't go to bat. So his giant duck friend shows up and helps him out.
I know. I think that's what this movie's trying to say, but it's stupid. It's like the parents are like, "Oh yes, you can say this giant duck is going to solve my son's mental problems."
Hey, how come
like
you
a
have
giant 7-foot therapist?
I thought
Harvey-
it was more about
Harvey did.
acceptance.
Maybe.
It was about acceptance. It was about accepting the person who's different. And why do you have the cool headphones and we don't? Let's say professional on them.
Can we talk about this after the fact?
No,
so
I
it's
thought
not part of the.
I thought it was pretty good. I
episode?
want to make this mini episode as long as a normal episode.
I think, as I've said before, there is something going on here. Okay.
Oh, conspiracy theory. Do we have conspiracy theory sound?
I think that Baby Huey is actually not just. I know in the movie he's an actor in a suit. I think within the story of the movie, it's a person in a suit,
And
I
everyone
think-
knows it?
I think it's a pedo
No.
Trojan horse. Okay.
Yeah.
And this guy uses this to
Trojan
get near
horse.
children. Okay. I'm telling you that he's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna roll off this truck in this egg, and we'll be in the suit, and then the kids are gonna accept me as one of their own.
Can I give a
Yeah.
more wholesome version? Because I listen to way too many horrible podcasts about horrible people. So pedos
Well,
kinda
nothing
freaking me
happened.
out.
Nothing happened.
I think the more
That you know of.
credible and wholesome version, because it is an Easter show,
Yes.
is that everyone
having a
believes that it is a human dressed in a giant duck costume to give Nick confidence, and it's his friend, and they want to support Nick, who they all love.
Sorry.
I don't know who's going to hear what I said with all that crackling.
Go ahead. Say it again.
Everyone that they know ASMR. They know that Nick needs confidence, and the only way Nick can gain confidence is to have a giant duck friend.
Okay.
And so some giant guy
Great.
is dressed up. Nick's older brother. We never met his older brother. I saw a picture in the house, I swear. And so his older brother's dressing up.
Okay. So let's not take our son to a therapist. Let's have his brother dress up as a giant duck, and that'll fix his mental
It's
problem.
the 90s in Nevada. Do you think they had therapists out there? You can't find therapists in
know.
2023.
We got to talk about.
I have a
Phineas.
therapist right now. The weird part is she dresses like a giant duck.
All right,
I
let's
don't know
talk.
my theory.
What's that? Yeah.
This movie just blows.
Good theory, Ryan.
All right, so we got to talk about
Maybe
the bad
the
guys.
most
There's a couple
valid
bad
theory
guys.
we've heard yet.
There's Phineas T. Winsaki and his little man helper,
And he sings.
and he sings a lot.
What is his song? You should
I'm
know it.
Phineas T. Winsaki.
And his buddy is Lenny or something
Yes.
from
And
some
Squiggy.
show.
He
Squiggy.
claims to have come out
Laverne and
with.
Shirley.
All of the best things ever in
Everything.
Oh,
entertainment.
I've got it here.
He
So
stuffed
here's,
Winnie the Pooh.
here's what he took credit for in
Kermit
one
the
song.
Frog.
In
Yeah.
one song, the bad
Turnip
guy.
Green.
He took credit for Kermit, the Smurfs, Bugs Bunny, Winnie the Pooh, Taz, Where's Waldo, and Beavis and Butthead.
I like the Where's Waldo part.
Yeah, he
Beavis and Butthead I
he's
thought was
saying-
hilarious in that list, actually, because it was so 90s.
So he can do all of this, but then his big plan is let's get a giant duck. Like And he can't even think of what he's going to do with it when he catches it.
Right. Where's that Smurf money at, Phineas?
He's going to be like a cat with when they catch a mouse and they're just like,
My
"Now what?"
favorite cutscene to what he might do with the duck was the tiger or lion.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty
the
good.
lion's like eating the feathers. I'm like, right there, you're like, this isn't for kids.
It was a little foreshadowing to poor Roy or the other guy getting eaten by the tiger.
True.
Lion. Was it lion or tiger? Tigers, I think.
Tiger.
Tiger.
All right. So he.
Wait, what?
Did you know the famous, what are they called?
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy were in Vegas. You never heard of Siegfried and Roy?
No.
They were famous tiger performer guys
Magicians.
in Vegas for years and years, and one of the tigers eventually ate one of them.
Well,
I didn't know
supposedly
that.
these guys are like talent scouts, and so they're trying to find an act, and all of their acts are animal based. Every time they talk about an act,
That's
it's
so
like
excited. Hit my head on the head.
the horse that played the saxophone, or
That I would have paid money to see that in this movie, or at least a poster of
The
that.
penguin story that nobody wanted to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that horse just like,
Yeah, seriously, that'd be awesome.
awesome.
With its hooves.
With his
Yes,
hooves.
How does
he's
it
going
do
off a
that?
diving board.
right?
Now, does it wear shoes on the
It's
front?
got his
hoof?
glasses tipped
If it's
down.
playing saxophone?
Hey, you want to get the sax dirty with your horse hooves. You know what I'm saying?
So
He's got golden shoes.
they're like stuck on it being animal based too, because he even says he's like, if you got even a kid that wants to pretend to be an animal,
Right.
it's like,
well,
why
we
does it
started
have to
off
be an
with the
animal?
dog that did nothing.
Yeah.
And he jumps over his desk. He's so
Right.
unhappy. He does that twice in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was,
And so they're after Baby Huey because they want this animal act for Vegas. And then there's this other guy, Professor Von Klopp,
Plop.
played by Harvey Korman.
Who was so good at that role, I did not know it was him.
Because he doesn't look like himself
Yeah,
anymore.
he
at
was
this
super
point.
puffy faced. I wonder if
He
he
was.
was well when he did this film.
I don't know how long after this he passed away.
Well,
I didn't
if he did his own stunts, he may have been really injured.
because there was a bunch. He was falling down all the time. By the
fell
end of
out
the
of
movie,
every tree there was
he's
in
in like
town.
3 casts and a neck
Yes,
brace.
Yeah.
That was a little confusing too.
He wants now the
'cause
professor
he fell
wants
off
him
the
because
cliff.
he's like a bird expert.
Yes.
And so he wants to take the bird to Washington D.C. so that he'll become famous and get lots of money.
How much for formaldehyde? You know,
I love that they wanted this to be like the Batman Returns of Easter specials. Like not one villain, but we need 2 villains
right.
going after.
yeah,
Baby.
we need the duo villains.
I like when
with the
Klopp
henchmen.
threw the bird on his nose.
Right.
And he
Yeah.
thought, why'd you do that?
I was just
I
trying to
wanted
see if it flies still. Oh, but it fell down.
Good cover there, Harvey.
Oh yeah, it did fall down.
What do you guys think about the bad guys? The bad guys' tactics, though, how they went about actually trying to kidnap or procure Baby Huey.
It was
Huey,
brilliantly
it's your mother.
Shoving his hand down his pants and picking some bird feathers out. Gross.
This is what I'm saying. He's got a guy
Trying to-
reaching into somebody's diaper.
hey,
Trying to paint an egg, and mind his own business, and
The plan to frame him was almost flawless. The perfect crime, practically.
It's pretty good.
Well, oh yeah. So
Feathers and
the whole basically the Ocean's 11 level,
Yes.
plan that they had. was these geniuses, Phineas and his little manservant, are going to break into the school where the eggs for the big Easter egg hunt are just on a desk in a hallway.
yeah,
Where would you keep your
unprotected.
eggs hidden?
giant eggs.
That's right.
That
You
was
wouldn't
the
think
really
you'd keep
nice
those on lock and key.
school cafeteria for the 90s. It
was.
And there's like 100 eggs.
The
In a
brown
basket.
stuff,
And
the
that's it.
green
And it's like
stuff.
the whole town, it's like everybody participates in the
Yes.
Easter egg hunt. So
Yeah. It's
very
they steal the eggs, they scatter the feathers they
Feathers.
yanked out of Huey's didiper and frame him. It's a frame job. It's a
frame.
big it's a
It
setup,
is.
honestly, is what
Setup.
it is.
You
And
would
then-
think.
We need the hardened cop. We need that scene that come the next morning, like cops in the crime scene with a
Yeah.
cigarette, and he's like,
Yeah.
"This is a setup. It smells like a setup." And I can just take the whole movie in a different direction, like
There's
a
a
cop.
bunch of feathers here.
That's right.
It does remind me a little bit of.
These are ass feathers, so these are.
Why would the
these
duck have his
should
ass
be-
out?
Yeah,
it does remind me.
something doesn't
of,
make sense here.
That's right.
Of Palm Sunday, Jesus coming into Jerusalem, and the crowds are cheering Hosanna, and they quickly turn on Jesus. So 5 days later, they're crucifying him, just like they did to poor
Baby Huey?
Baby Huey, because the kids are like, no, and then they show the feathers, and
Baby Huey is
immediately the
Jesus?
kids are like, no.
Charles, this is a Christ analogy.
It is. It's
That's
an
what
Easter
this movie is.
Yeah.
That's why it's an
I'm
Easter
using
special.
this in my
Disturbed.
sermon on Sunday.
I'm so disturbed.
There you go.
So you're comparing Christ to a pedo.
Now
he
it's
is
now
not a
it's an
pedo.
Easter
Every
episode.
story has to have a Christ figure,
Dude,
and that's Baby
all I'm
Huey.
saying is his eyelids are like this, and he's like,
Oh, hey, little boy.
He's a baby. He's a baby duck. Are you being? You're just like the kids in that gossipy neighbor in town who's judging him by his outside
30 feet tall.
appearance.
Yeah, so all it takes is a couple of the housewives to call each other.
Oh yeah, and one house husband.
By the end, he's,
I saw two guys.
by the end, he's like a member of ISIS and a Nazi at the same time.
I thought that was a nice homage, actually, to the Birdie musical,
Yes.
where they do the phone thing. Don't they have a scene like that in the movie where they're all in different boxes? I thought that was pretty nice.
I saw that episode of Jerry Springer. Nazi ducks.
Nazi duck.
Yeah.
Diff-
Nazi ducks in our town. Next on Jerry Springer.
You will not see this coming.
I got a great story.
That's a pun.
That was
You
awesome.
put it down.
What was it? I missed it.
You will not see this coming. Nazi. Yeah. That's good.
I have a really good Nazi pedophile podcast if you're interested.
Oh, key
A
dokie.
good one, huh?
It's a real good one.
Quality isn't made well.
This one's a
and
barn
a really
burner.
terrible story. It really.
Let me tell you, if this
It changed my life.
creepy duck doesn't get it done for you, I got one.
Try
with
this Nazi doctor
pedos.
that moves people to Chile.
All right, you're gonna have to send me the deets on that.
Charles, that's
tortures people.
Do me a favor. Send that to me on go on incognito mode and then send it to me. Okay.
Yeah, it's called
I don't want
Beyond
people knowing.
Behind
Send
the
it to me on WhatsApp.
Bastards. Behind the Bastards did an episode on it.
Nice.
Oh man.
Little shout out there on the show.
Yeah.
Looking at you
I don't know if you
guys.
should listen
at
to that
you
unless
guys.
you really like horrible things.
I do like that the heist. We're back at the school and they're heisting the Easter eggs, and they're gonna blame it on Baby Huey. That it's like a Hudson Hawk style heist because we've
Yeah.
already done a movie where they sing a song while they're robbing a place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is exactly what Hudson Hawk would do. It's the worst burglars of all time.
You know, for a guy who was like hiring all the best cartoon characters, why didn't he just hire Yogi Bear to come get a picnic basket full of eggs?
Right? He probably knows Yogi.
Hey,
At least he knows his agent.
Ah,
Called him up.
Winsaki, how you doing?
Phineas D. Winsaki. Hey, Yogi.
So why?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
We have asked that
That's true.
constantly during the
That's
show.
good. Good.
No reason.
Brian asked the
Why?
right question.
You gotta
Yeah.
do the no
Why?
reason thing.
No reason.
Oh, okay. Clears it up. Thanks. No, but why did they wait till 3/4 of the way through the movie and then they're like, by the way, the rest of the movie's all musicals, like
Yeah.
all songs.
It-
You gotta set
balance
that
is-
stuff
I wonder
up,
what
man.
was. Yeah, I wonder what was cut out.
I was not
Well-
expecting song, and all of a sudden they just bust out.
If we want to talk about the songs for a second,
I don't.
okay, we can anyway. There is
No.
the first real song of the movie is when he goes into the choir room.
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Duck rap.
Here we
and they
come.
do the duck rap. Let's do it one more time.
Do the ducky rap.
And you'll feel free to do it.
Doing the duck,
Oh, I don't dance, but I move.
doing the duck,
And they all get into it.
They
too.
do.
doing the duck.
Especially little Audrey gets into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
Now we
coach
just
gets
gotta
into
fall
it.
through a
Did
piano.
you see they were doing moonwalk too? Those kids.
The main teacher like comes in and she's like, "What are you all doing?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, the duck. That's what we're doing."
The lady playing the piano got jamming into that. I mean, she kicked the seat
all
back
into
and
that.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I will say I appreciate about some of these performances, though they were terrible. Even with Phineas T. Winsagi, is these people were going for it.
Yeah.
And I respect
100%.
I
They went for it.
respect that.
Horde.
They went hard.
I don't think they told some of the actors it was going to require singing.
No.
And they're like,
Or
oh,
dancing.
I
I
gotta
mean,
sing and do
everybody
some
gets the Will
stuff.
Patton Award.
They got Harvey Korman trying to dance at the end, and I'm like,
Yeah.
get a stunt guy in there for him, please.
There were several that needed
Stunt
some
dancer. I
know.
help.
It says on your resume that you've
Phineas.
danced before. Yeah, in 1923.
Even in the song where he talks about being bad and how he, this human sweat stain figured out Beavis and Butthead and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears like, sweaty that cobra
That,
suit
that
would be?
snake skin
Yeah,
was awesome.
the rattlesnake.
Yeah.
He's like the
skin
whole
suit,
suit's
yeah.
made out of rattlesnake skin.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be dying. He's doing a dance number.
I mean, you could tell it was like not.
I think it was
but
probably-
if it was actually, that would be
It'd be bad.
that'd be hot.
I made a mistake. I didn't realize he was in a limo. And I'm like, why is he driving backwards? And I
That
was
limo
like,
is awesome.
Oh, he's in a pink
Cadillac
limo.
limo. I thought it was pink, but they said it was purple.
Yeah,
that
why
could
did
be.
They had a
say it was
purple top.
purple?
The other bad guys,
I always assume when colors are off, it's because I'm watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Might have been because
Yeah,
it was
'cause
taped
Nick
on
was like,
TV.
Oh,
because
look,
it's
a
an
purple
Easter.
limo.
It's an Easter movie. That's why it's purple.
But the limo was pink.
Was it pink?
It
Yeah.
looked pink.
It was a
like
pink limo.
Actually,
It was like
my
this.
daughter and the girl, her friend that was watching it with us, was like, "Why is he calling it purple? It's pink."
Yeah.
We all
That's really
Maybe
why Nick
ducks
was.
are colorblind. I don't know.
But Nick called it.
Yeah, Nick.
purple.
Well, Nick.
Maybe he's colorblind.
I think that's
Look,
why Nick has no confidence.
Is touched.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
Nick is
possible.
touched.
He's touched.
By a duck.
She's touched.
He's been touched by a duck. Show me where the duck touched you on this
Show me on this
notepad.
notepad where, how a baby
Arnold,
Huey crawled
show
into
us.
your bed. They're like, "What's up, Fatso? You get topsies in the
like
bed."
that was gonna work.
And like, come on,
Talk
man.
about telegraphing your jokes. I'm like, that bed's not gonna make it.
Also,
That's what I'm saying. Nick's an idiot.
yeah.
Hey, no, he was smart
I
enough
get
not to be under
topsies.
there when that duck got on there.
That's
He's
true.
like, my parents are dumb. That duck gonna crush me if I'm on my bed.
And what's up with the dad?
Well, he like backdropped him onto the bed, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll get you up there, fatty."
Both parents
Yeah.
did. They all did, I think. It crushes the ladder, but I don't be fine just to toss him up there.
Well, that ladder doesn't work. They'll just throw you.
I bet these 1x2 beams will hold your weight.
Flats got you,
Yeah.
fam.
The slats are also,
3 in here.
they weren't across the bed either. They were down the bed, which is like not how you're supposed to do those.
No.
No.
That's all
Well,
the ones I
Mr.
put together were
Bumpus
like
wasn't
that.
very heavy, Brian.
Yeah.
They had to make it work.
Well,
All right,
the
so-
dad must not be a real good carpenter.
Well, he
he's
did
not
not
good at
He's a
fixing
good
things.
car salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey Zuzu.
In every scene, he's trying to fix something and he's failing.
I like the iron.
So the and the toaster.
He's
too.
not as good of a carpenter as Jesus.
No.
Hey, see again.
Another analogy.
Another
Actually,
analogy.
I don't know if we've ever seen any of Jesus' work. I'm assuming he was good at it.
Well, he probably was.
Oh, what if he was?
What if he was a
He
carpenter?
He
What if
created.
he's like, God,
I mean,
can I just be your son instead? It's going to be easier.
I guess I'll go into ministry. This carpentry thing isn't working out.
they were probably picking on him, and he was
Slightly
like, "I'm going to
blasphemous,
tell
but
my
I'm gonna
dad
go
on
with
you
it."
guys."
Yeah.
Just kidding,
Joseph's
Rob.
just like, Jesus, this isn't your calling.
I mean, it's possible he wasn't good at it. He had other things on his
Sorry.
mind. A lot
that
of
too
stuff
far?
to deal with.
All right, so we can get to it. The other bad guy is we got the
You never do hear his brother say, "Come back to the carpentry shop, Jesus."
You're like, oh, you're leaving? Really?
They actually say you're absolutely out of your mind, Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so the egg heist is how Phineas is trying to get him by framing him. I don't know how that captures Huey, but at least kicks him out of the town. The other guy, the Professor Von Klopp, his thing is he tries to spaceball baby Huey by pretending to be
His mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
His
took me
mother out in the
few
front yard.
scenes to figure out.
Huey, I'm outside. I'm your mother.
Mama? It took me. You should do it in his voice.
Don't you remember? Don't you remember when I used to sing to you?
It took me a while to figure out that was a beak he was wearing across
Yes.
his nose.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, what is that thing?
Two
he's
paper
wearing?
plates cut in half?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I was
like-
what is happening?
Why dress up like?
And why be in
not
a
just
tree?
sneak up on him and get him with the net right away?
Right?
Like trees.
It's like he didn't want to get you.
Well, that's just it. Even with Phineas, like, okay, so he gets framed for the eggs. That you still
that
don't
makes
have
sense
him.
because he's trying to alienate him from Nick. Because if Nick and Nick's parents won't let him stay,
I'm telling
then
you,
he has nowhere to be.
that relationship is really at the center of this movie. It's the emotional center of the film.
It's true.
Nick
right?
and
I'll
baby.
stay with Nick and his family.
Right, because even
That's
when
a
the
good
principal,
laugh. He's got that laugh through the whole bit.
even when the principal asks him, he goes, "What are you?" He goes,
I'm Nick's friend.
"All right." So
Ooh-wee.
all the bad guys are failing, but they do believe that he stole these eggs because of the feathers. They're like, I mean, I don't know. I know you say you didn't do it, but there's feathers.
They turn on him
That's
quickly.
Iron,
Yo,
that's
those look
All
like
those
butt feathers
kids,
to me.
those kids too, man.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, he did it.
ironclad. I mean, lock and load right here. It's just, it doesn't get more cut and dry than that. Open and shut case.
Yeah, and the kids are like, "No, down with him. Let's eat him."
And
Right,
the
they're
one
like,
guy-
you suck, bro.
They're
And
handcuffing him, throwing him in the back of a squad
And
car.
even the mom was like, "It's too bad. He's a bad duck."
that's right. So he wanders
He's
off
a real bad
He's
duck.
a
across
bad
the
duck.
street
Is that a
into
pun?
the park
pun.
so that he can sing a Goo Goo Dolls cover song.
Yeah.
I loved
On the
that it
bridge.
was like '90s grungish feel.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yes, it was
It
awesome.
felt like a Goo Goo Dolls song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bush. Very. It was.
I don't belong here. I don't belong.
Yeah.
Nobody loves
I felt
me.
it right here in my heart. I felt for him. I think a small.
Everybody hurts.
Oh yeah,
Johnny-
that's a good one.
Is that Johnny Resnick? Is that like
Yeah.
suddenly doing the
of a
voice?
sudden.
Everybody hurts.
Sometimes
Closing time.
one less cup for alcohol.
Even the ducks didn't like him. They flew away.
Yeah.
True.
What if he had just done a
Maybe I
parody
can
of
fly too.
He just sits by like Easter time. One last call for Easter eggs, so hide them under the tree.
That would have been better
I
than the song
know
he sang.
which one I'm gonna open first.
Yeah.
All right. So he has this big dramatic song, and then ultimately they decide how do they find out that it was a frame job?
They cut a scene, I think, because the one guy stands up and he's like, "I have something to say first," and then they cut over and he's like, "Closing time," and then the chick runs up and she's like, "Hey, baby Huey, I should actually be a bigger actress than I am now."
Well, they were looking for
little Abby came
Yeah.
out, the girl
little
that
Audrey.
little
They had
Audrey
they
came
had
out.
a little powwow. They got together and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we should go find him." Cut, and they all or
Yeah,
huddle,
that's
I
true.
should say.
They
did a huddle
decide
to
that
decide,
we
gotta
love
find
him anyway.
We love him.
Yeah.
He's been gone 5 minutes.
Yes.
And
I think, is this where Mom comes
Enough for
over?
2
and
songs.
says-
Yeah.
Mom comes over and says, "Oh, you were right, Nick. We should love them, even if they are different."
That's
or people.
right.
Oh, I had quoted this actually.
oh,
I should add this
I
to
love that you-
I should add this to IMDb because
nobody
Even if
has.
he
No one
does have
had
a
it.
giant duck penis that he wants
So
you to
here's the
touch.
other really deep part of this. There's 2 deep parts to this. The
You
second,
found a duck foot?
I did. I'll tell you about that later. The first is this: people always blame things on people who are different. So that's the first part.
telling
He's
you, this movie
different,
cuts
and so they blame Huey for the theft, and then the mom comes back and says it's wrong to accuse someone of doing wrong unless you're sure they did it.
That's right.
And then
That's
she
true.
says, "I'm sorry, Nick. He's a good." I'm ad-libbing at this
I
point.
think-
He's a good duck. We
Yeah.
love him. He can stay in your bed and crush you every night.
So I think the
oh,
deep,
Whoa. Whoa.
I
It's
didn't mean it that way. I
smashed,
meant
Charles.
the bed actually
It's smashed.
smashed. Yeah.
I think the
that's a
deep
pun.
philosophical
You want
meaning.
Netflix and chill?
I think the deep philosophical
That's the
meaning
second movie when that second egg opens up.
at the heart of this movie is that really on the inside we're all baby Hueys. You know,
We are. We're all worried that we don't belong,
we all feel like no one loves us and we don't belong anywhere,
and yet we
Speak
are all
for
loved.
yourself.
right? And so we have to find our Nicks. You know,
Yeah, and if Easter teaches us anything,
Don't you mean we have to find our Hueys?
no, we're Huey on the inside, and we have to find our
yes.
Nicks.
And if
But
Easter-
Nick was the one who needed Huey.
they needed each other.
Oh, I don't know. This movie sucks. It doesn't make any sense.
One time I nicked my Huey. I was pretty upset.
You gotta, well, I'll tell you,
That's a pun too.
So here's the end. We'll bring it home. You haven't missed anything. We've pretty much covered every scene in the movie.
Yeah, after the '90s grunge song, I just stopped taking notes.
So
And just enjoyed
I
the
just
rest of the
enjoyed
movie.
the rest. Yeah.
was-
Back, relax, watch Baby Huey.
Huey was gone such a short amount of time before they all flipped and brought him back that the same party is still going on in the park.
Yeah.
They bring him back there. They're like, yay.
Oh wait,
back."
we forgot all the excitement.
What's
the
that?
rescue scene in the egg.
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
Oh,
So he
okay.
comes back
All right.
and he's like, yeah. And then at that time, Lotsa, the little redhead girl, runs up out of breath and is like, oh my God, Nick fell off a cliff and he's stuck off the cliff in the bush. And
Is that when she made a fat joke about herself too?
yes,
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why she was out of breath.
Yeah.
I was going to
I'm
avoid
too
the
fat
fact
to run.
that she was a little butterball, but
They brought it right out.
Butterball.
Ah,
Like a duck.
like a duck.
Like a turkey.
turkey duck. We got all kinds of bad puns. Probably not even puns. I'm so bad at this.
So baby Huey's like, oh my gosh. And they all run off, but only 2 of them get to the actual cliff,
Yeah,
right?
everyone
Which
else
is-
goes the wrong way.
The
Yeah,
little
why is
girl.
the dad driving the truck? I kind of spaced out.
He's taking his time. He's like, yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
No, he's probably working on fixing the truck
That's what's
6
happening.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the truck for? Did they know they were over the cliff?
No, it was a tow truck.
What was he?
Because he said that he was off the side of the
Oh,
cliff.
Yeah.
I did zone a little. Sorry.
So baby Huey standing
How
at
could
the
you?
edge.
I had just eaten KFC. Oh, that's funny. I ate KFC watching this movie,
I had,
and I was in that sleep coma.
I did
a
have
little.
chicken.
He doesn't want me to land the plane.
Sorry, I get.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
He's enjoying the sights, man.
I want to come through it. This is going to be a full-length mini episode. That's not how this works.
You're welcome, James.
They come to the edge of the cliff. It's just baby Huey and little Aubrey, and they look over the edge, and straight up, Nick is hanging from one of those branches that you see in cartoons.
That was hilarious.
Coming out
Right
the
by
side
the
of the
Easter
It's a
egg.
cartoon trope. Yeah.
They hid the basket of eggs on the same. So when he weighs 1 pound or 6 ounces, or whenever he hit this branch, it didn't disturb the basket of eggs
No.
that is laying there. Caught them both perfectly.
No serious crotch in that branch.
That's right. And so the dad shows up with the tow truck, and this moron who has Huey's point in every scene he's in is just to wreck something.
Yeah,
That's
he
all
already has
does.
had a car wreck.
Can we do it again?
And then he's under the hood. He's like, I know my son's dangling from a bush, but let me check the transmission on this thing real quick. He
change
gets
the
under the
oil.
hood. He's like, hey, giant duck that breaks everything.
And never driven a car before.
Get in the truck, and when I tell you to, start it.
And he's been alive one day.
I know how to drive this car.
And can we just point out once again, he's a duck.
That's what I'm saying.
7-foot duck who can
7-foot duck.
fit in this truck
Yeah, how do you
perfectly.
fit in that truck? Those are small cabs back there.
Immediately screws it up.
Yes.
Ends up driving backwards towards the cliff's edge
Stop.
on a dime. Stops at the absolute last
Best
second,
brakes of a truck I've ever seen.
lowers the crane down, and one at a time. First he goes
They
down
just
and
come
gets
through a
Nick.
scene.
He's holding him with one hand,
Yeah,
like
but
dangling.
by himself. So
Yeah.
who's controlling the crane? The kid?
I'm assuming
The kid.
Dad's,
the little
dad.
girl?
Dad's back there.
Like dad would be like, you know what? Send the duck. I'll just do the
Yeah.
crane. I don't need to be
He
on
couldn't
there.
possibly screw this
Couldn't
up.
screw this up. You get my son off the precarious, cliffside. I'll just work the lever.
Yeah.
Is that cool with you?
That
Should, we,
reminds
should
me
we
of,
grab the eggs? Yeah. Send them down again.
What about the professor that fell off the side when he was trying to
All
net him?
right, I guess.
That reminds me of Hands of Steel. Is that the one we watched?
Yeah.
Where instead
Yeah.
of the tow truck driver lady going to rescue the kid down the cliff, they
He
send
did.
the Hands of Steel guy, the cyborg.
He's tied it around his waist.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have if they did had that same scene where they started dragging baby Huey around.
It's
All the
not
feathers
Nick. It's just
flying.
a recording of Nick. Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would
Awesome.
be great.
All right, so
Gotta get them feathers off to cook 'em, boys.
they,
Although he would be like, they would get done and he'd be like,
Oh, that was fun.
That was-
Can we do it again?
I think the end
You almost
scene.
sound like SpongeBob.
I think the end scene of that was actually a mistake. It was an
Patrick?
accident.
well, just they came back. What do you mean?
Like, wasn't intended to be that way because that looked like it.
I
legit
love being
flipped him.
purple. It did. It did.
He's like, oh crap! No, oh, we killed freaking Bumpus. We finally got Bumpus.
They come back to the same Easter party that's going on still in the
Yes.
same place. No one actually ran to look for Nick. I think no one actually cared he was dangling off that cliff because no one else went. They all
probably
get
too late
back.
for 'em.
And what do you guys think they did when they got there?
they sang a song.
They danced.
Doing the duck.
Of course, got to go back to the classic,
They did the duck.
and really badly most of them, except little Audrey, who could actually dance. My wife pointed out.
Except everybody else joined in,
Yes,
doing a dance number, choreography, the whole 9 yards.
wasn't good choreography.
And now everybody understood the true meaning of Easter.
It's
That
to do
was
the
it,
duck.
right?
Yeah.
That
right.
Oh, that was his whole thing. He's like,
You gotta do the duck. Come on, Nick. Come do the duck.
You guys got sick minds. Why am I on this shit?
You guys.
Power of Christ compels you. You need to,
Talking
something
about
needs to change.
you guys.
You brought up the pedophile.
I brought it up twice. He's been going hard in the paint.
it's because it
Like,
was all people
hard in the
vibes, bro.
paint.
Is that a
whole
movie? Is that a pun?
No,
bun.
it's a
bun.
basketball term. Going hard in the paint. He's driving to the hole.
Those kids
Whoa,
were,
hang on a second.
That's what he
What?
wanted.
That's
kids
another
were
one there.
face painting in the beginning. Is that what you meant?
You better be careful with your puns. You might get kicked off the show.
Okay, here's my big beef.
Might go to real jail.
All right,
before.
other than this one point, I think it was a fantastic movie, okay?
Oh, jeez.
This movie didn't have anything to do with Easter. Not a single thing. This movie had more to do with Black History Month than it did with Easter.
There were
That's
two
true.
black people in this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
They could dance. Oh, that was bad.
I'll go ahead and cut
Yeah,
that
cut
out.
that. We might get canceled on that one. If my religious stuff tonight didn't do it, that might.
Oh, was that not supposed to be live this whole time?
Oh.
Yeah, so what does this have to do with because there was eggs in the final plot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they were looking for a way to release this movie. And they're like, oh, well, we could make it an Easter thing if we throw some eggs in there.
It's as much
a
an
duck.
Easter movie as like Die Hard is a Christmas because it happens at Christmas.
No, I
Are
think
you
they.
saying that it's not a Christmas
I would
movie?
like to make the case that
Wow.
Lethal Weapon 1
Oh,
is
man, here
actually
we
a
go.
Christmas movie.
I would watch Baby Huey's Easter Adventure before I watch Lethal Weapon 1. I mean, it's just light years better.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, way better.
way better. That partnership is much better than Riggs.
Imagine if it was Riggs and Huey as a partnership.
Put my arm in
No,
the
it's not
socket.
Riggs. No. It's got to be Murtaugh.
Baby Huey's like,
Can you imagine Murtaugh trying to put up with that duck?
I'm getting too
Be like-
old for this.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
You're a
Murtaugh,
day old. Shut up.
Murtaugh would kill him and let his horrible wife who cooks.
All right, let's
His horrible chef wife
we
cook
But would
him.
Arnold
This
make
guy's
this movie better?
crazy.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, could you imagine if Arnold was in Baby Huey's Easter Adventure? If he was the principal?
If he was Baby Huey,
It should be Baby Huey, dude. That'd
Yeah.
be
You do the duck.
Yeah.
That's what I look. Oh, look at these children everywhere. This is going to be fun.
it's going to be fantastic.
It'd be a lot less pedo.
Oh, yeah. Because you couldn't do the ooey. Just go.
That's what we'll call you.
Yeah, right.
It makes so much more sense for him knocking down the telephone pole
Yeah.
and
The
busting
home
through
run.
the fence, the home run.
All that stuff. This is. Can somebody do that again, please? I enjoyed that very much. I want to watch it again.
I'm taking the top bunk.
No! You're my mama.
Get out of here.
I don't belong here. Nobody loves me. Did
Sounded like grew in that one there.
I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, they're both like
They are-
Austrian,
they are
I'm
both,
pretty
I
sure.
think, Austrian, yeah.
All right, look, we got to give this thing some awards, and we're running short on time for this to still be considered a mini episode. So let's do what we usually do.
This mini just became a full.
That was my goal.
The Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
All right, guys, it's about the person that took it the most seriously, that put the most intensity and effort in, even though they were in Baby Huey's Easter Adventure. Who are your nominations for the Will Patton Award for Intensity? Anybody?
P.T. Wysocki Naisaki.
P.T. Wise, Phineas T.
Winsaki.
Winsaki. That's right. Yeah.
What's his real name?
Joey Baloney.
Joey Baloney.
Yeah. Bologna.
Joey Baloney.
Baloney. He's from something.
He's been in tons of stuff.
I
You
thought
got
he was pretty intense.
down there, Doc.
That's who I headed to.
Joey Baloney?
Yep.
You know, I'll jump on the Joey Baloney train. I mean,
He was all into that.
that song, as
Yeah.
dumb as it was,
He did it.
fully
And he
went
knew
for
he could not sing.
He had the snake
No.
skin, everything.
it. Some
Dude, when he climbs over that table
Yeah.
See,
and
that's
he's
it.
about to just choke out Squiggy,
I'm like, that's a legit acting choice. Like, I'm going to come over the table at you
Yeah.
within the
Twice.
first 90 seconds.
and
of
he's
this movie.
shaking the dog's
Yeah,
face.
and you can hear the
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the dog's cheeks.
Are you going with him too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Joey
clean,
Baloney.
Across the board.
clean sweep across the board for Joey Baloney. And
I
Joey
would go
Baloney
see.
wins. That's loud. Sorry.
I would go see his horse playing a saxophone.
I would.
show.
I would too. I think
I want to see it.
Yeah.
he's too hard on himself. He's clearly been a very successful
He has-
talent agent.
he's-
So
it's been rough.
don't worry about the duck. Get the next giant monstrosity that comes through town.
Like Kermit the Frog.
whatever's in that egg at the end. There's another egg that shows up at the
Another
end.
egg.
Yeah. Never pay that off.
No,
He's in jail though. Why did he go to jail?
it's Barney.
Oh, 'cause he tried
in
to
the
kill
egg.
people?
That's what-
Barney. Hey, kids.
Why did he go to jail?
ABCD.
Stealing the eggs? Is that illegal?
I think so. They arrested him at the end. He's
Like,
like,
you break into school. That's
and he's like, well, you're the bad guy in this movie, so you got to get arrested.
go to jail.
That's how that works in kids' movies. They get arrested,
Yep.
so the kids understand. All right, the next award we give out is the Michael Dudikoff Trash Can Full of Dirt Award. The award we give out to the person with the acting range of a trash can full of dirt. So, Ryan, who you got?
Nick's dad. You know who he reminded me of in this is the captain or whatever in McHale's Navy.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you refer to that show a lot.
It's
We do.
because
Is
it
that disturbing
sucks
to
a
you?
giant wang.
Does it suck
But not
a
the
giant
one from
cloaca?
Tremors.
Is that what they call
Sucks
the
a
duck
giant egg.
That's right.
thing? An egg. I went with Baby Huey himself.
Baby Huey himself.
Yeah.
The actor or the voice actor?
I don't. That's,
Stephen First.
the actual Bumpus.
No,
I don't-
second.
Bumpus.
Bumpus.
I thought Bumpus could have done a better job as Baby Huey.
He could have wagged those arms a little more during
Could
the
have
duck.
actually flown.
But can you imagine
Try.
like, being in that suit? Like that had to suck.
Yeah,
right?
probably. It was awful. He's like, I'm doing voice acting after this. I'm never.
Yeah. Without him, we don't have
That's why
so-
Squidward is so depressed. He's like,
I had to be that guy. I thought Harvey Korman was going to be in it. That was going to be a good movie.
Yeah, that was
It was
bad.
a bad movie.
Yeah, who you got?
this
Kurt?
was going to be a good movie.
Who's your trash
Yeah.
can?
And it had
Everybody.
Jan Marsha Brady.
Just this whole movie.
Yeah, that's
Everybody.
fair.
Toss it in there.
Well, here I'll make you break the tie because I was going to say Maureen McCormick, aka Marsha Brady. She was terrible.
She was all right.
So we have a three-way tie. So pick one of the people that we pick so you can break the tie at least. I understanding that you think everybody is deserving.
So you can pick
Who
any
did you
name.
pick?
Nick's dad.
So it was Nick's dad, Nick's mom, or the duck itself?
I had
Nick's
a
mom
crush
sucked,
on
too.
Marcia, so that ain't happening.
She's too cute to give this.
And I
one
love
to.
Squidward, so I am going with Nick's dad.
Nick's dad who's going to win. The trash can full of dirt.
Marcia sucks too.
They all did. Come be my son's therapist. You can live with us.
I thought Nick was pretty good.
Nick wasn't bad for a
Yeah,
kid.
he was fine.
All the kids were good actors, I felt, in this movie.
They
All
were
right.
better than most for the 90s.
Do we need to do a top 3 performers for this movie?
Can we
Got
not?
one.
Can we not do
yeah,
it?
you made me do a list.
All right, do it. We'll do Charles. I don't have one. If Ryan
right.
doesn't, you can. If you have it, Kurt.
I gotta look because
ahead.
I was so stressed.
Do you have a top 3?
I did not do a
I
top
got one
3.
for you right here.
Because
Here you
there
go.
isn't
No.
3
I can
performers.
pick
Here it is.
3. I
got you
three.
one.
Okay. hit
Marcia
me.
Brady, Nick's mom.
No.
She was awesome.
No.
I enjoyed watching her.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Nick's dad. I
You like
like
looking at her
David
face?
Leisure.
Really?
He's funny. I kept thinking of Joey Isuzu the whole time I'm watching it.
Charles, I'm seriously concerned
And the
for your
best
mental health.
one was Harvey Korman
Harvey Korman.
as Klopp.
This was.
Okay, that one may have been a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I wanted a lifetime achievement. All right. You just wanted to give Harvey Korman a spot.
I didn't even know it was him. He was such a good actor. until
I know,
looked
no,
at
Well, you
he
always
did.
say it's our favorite. It's
It's
Yeah,
subjective.
it's subjective.
It's subjective.
I
All right.
enjoyed both the parents and the bird doctor.
I did not have 3 I liked. The only person I liked was Lotsa. That's it. Was the little chunky redheaded girl.
yeah, she was funny.
Yeah.
She was funny.
Oh, Lots is the animal
yeah.
in one of the Toy Stories.
Lotsa hugging bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the evil guy. He's a good bad guy.
Yeah.
Little Aubrey
A
was
movie I'd rather much be talking about.
Little Aubrey went for it when she sang.
Yeah,
All right, so-
she had a good voice.
We have to land on something here, guys. We have to ultimately make a decision as we do. It's tough work. Somebody's got to do it. Sometimes you got to take out the trash. We have to decide if this is a straight up good movie, no qualifiers, if it's a bad movie that rules, or full stop, just a bad movie with no redeeming qualities. So we'll start down with Dr. Mattala over there. Doc, what do you got for us?
It's a bad movie.
No.
Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
shocked.
you were going to go the other way. You were
Seriously.
reeling us
No.
in.
You always fool me when I'm with you on these. I always
just
think
a
you're going to go
bad-
one way and you end up another. I
just a
thought you were
bad
going to like
movie.
this movie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't watch this with your children?
I actually might, but kids have a bad taste in movies, though.
What you got?
It's a bad movie.
Bad movie. All right. Well,
Okay, so I'm wearing my Easter best because
Yes.
it's an Easter
you're right. Look, you're all dressed up.
I preach almost like 45 times a year, but I only dress up like this
For Easter,
Easter
Christmas?
and Christmas, and then funerals and weddings.
At least you don't like wear sweatpants to funerals. That'd be bad.
Be awkward.
So I'm honoring our Easter episode by wearing my Easter suit.
I like it.
But no pants.
I actually was going to ask James if he's going to do a little black thing right now.
I always do.
I have
That
a
would've been
full
great.
suit because I bought this recently and I like how shiny it is.
It is nice
It's
and
a nice
shiny.
suit.
It's got kind of weird.
For the listeners,
got a
it's a
shimmer.
nice suit.
Yeah.
It is
Thank
nice.
You on YouTube can see it.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
This is to quote another children's movie, a very, very terrible, bad movie.
Nice.
Yeah. My only comment at the end of this movie was, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not like, wow. It was, wow.
No.
Mine was oof.
Oof.
I went
Mine was
oof.
Yeah. Or PU might have been good too.
What
Yeah.
about you, James? How do you feel about this movie?
I think this felt like I'd gotten sucked into the 7th layer of hell.
the seventh circle. That's where
what
it
it felt
lays.
like.
Yeah.
Well, that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
From
I was curious about that earlier. Yes, what level
It's the 7th level.
of movie hell? I'm not sure
Yeah.
real hell, but
No. Like, you know that TV show?
Although-
the HBO's called 7th Heaven? This is 7th Hell. That's what this
Yeah.
is.
That was the alternate title.
Yeah.
yeah. There is some misnomers about the devil running hell, but
Baby Huey Goes to Hell is what this should have been called. That was,
whoever
that was
is running hell now, those evil spiritual beings that are in charge of
That's
the
probably what the
underworld,
devil does. He makes you
He makes you watch this movie.
right.
Yeah,
This
just-
is in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Hitler watching this thing right now?
So here's what I will say as we
No.
put a bow on
Stalin's
it.
right there with
No, Stalin and Hitler got to watch this over and over and over and over until Jesus comes back and throws them into the pit of hell.
Do not
Lake of fire.
do not watch this movie on Easter with your family.
Please
This is
don't.
a
There's so
strong-
many better choices.
Do not recommend. But what we do want for you is for you to enjoy your Easter holiday with your family.
Yes, have a
So,
great time. Easter
have a
egg
great
hunting
time.
and going to church if you do.
Do
that.
all the things that you do on Easter.
Peeps, show them the peeps. We got peeps.
Even for those of you who maybe just another Sunday, I hope you enjoy
Yeah.
that time with your family.
Yeah, enjoy the days off if you.
And the days off that you get. And we're going to dig into this box of Peeps and these
Yeah.
cupcakes.
Yeah.
And just wishing you all a very happy Easter
Happy
from
Easter.
Bad Movies Rule.
Bad movies.
Happy Easter, guys.
We proved that on this episode
That's right. Baby Huey for life.
for life.
it's basically a good way to get your grandma to die. So
What?
Wow.
have her watch it.
So,
What a dark way to
I don't
end the show.
understand. Did your grandma die watching it?
That's what we're saying. Don't watch it with her.
Don't kill your grandma.
something like kill your grandma.
That's always a good Easter message.
Yeah. Well, death. I mean,
Baby Huey's
killing his grandma.
Quack, quack.
A portal opened up and he's crawling out of hell now.
That was fun. Let's do it again. Ooh-wee.
See, there's been lots of speculation over who the Antichrist is, and I
There
think
it is.
maybe we figured it out.
We figured it out.
Baby
Baby
Huey.
Huey.
it is Baby Huey.
This movie
He's the
could've used-
beast.
Ernest would have made this movie better.
Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
Ah.
Doing the duck.
Undertaker.